All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of the program. I am merely Beau. He is the great Z. You know the thing about Rocky Top is it's not a song.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
That's right. And the Coles are back, baby. The Coles are back.
I feel like we should say how we found out.
Sure.
So yesterday around 3:30, you and I have left the facility here,
That's
Cross
right.
Country Mortgage Campus. We've left the facility where I'm going to pick up the boys. You're going to one of your many luxury things that you do after you leave here. Probably some sort of a massage, maybe manicure, pedicure. Who knows what's up in your world? Play golf, something. Who knows?
Not this time of year.
Yeah,
Although today, maybe.
Today you could. Maybe.
You could think about it.
It'd be plugged, but you could still
Sure.
go. And we receive correspondence from the Cole.
The Cole. Britton Cole.
Give him
and he says,
give him what we got.
I guess you boys have been good this year. ... You write back.
I see it first.
You saw it first.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And then you send a
That's all I
Tennessee
read.
flag waving, and he goes, your Christmas wish is coming even more true, and he's prepping for the show. You then give a Dr. Evil.
Come home.
And then you go, we had your hand wax on set today, which is actually true.
Which is true. We
It
did.
It is stunning. And then we got into I'm not talking in the third person, by the way. It's the older, better, funnier version of me. You hit him with the Rock Top isn't a song, it's a way of life. I said, we want the Cole. He said, I kind of teased you there, but you'll come to love him more than me, to which we both said, impossible.
Yeah, no chance.
Erroneous.
I'm sure he's fantastic. That's the older Cole.
I'm sure. And we said, look, at the end of the day, a Cole is better than no Cole.
Yes.
But we want the Cole.
We were hoping for the Cole.
That's right.
But we're getting a Cole, and that's exciting.
And
his brother, Dustin.
His brother apparently is not into shearlings as he's into other fashion accoutrement.
Other fashion accoutrement that would be much more difficult to wear in December or in public.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
so
sequence.
You thought potentially that this was the way it was going to go when Mike Prefer talked yesterday about veterans and having a list, and you have to be prepared for these things. And Prefer's a Navy man, by the way. Go Navy, beat Army, Navy tomorrow. Right. And so you thought that there was a chance that you didn't know if there'd be a Cole quit, but we honestly talked about Cole yesterday because it just made sense. He's not on a roster. He's been here. We know he's excellent. And so it made all the sense in the world. So when I saw his name pop up, I immediately thought, my God, it's happening. We're getting the Cole back. We're getting a Cole, Dustin Cole coming back, 17-year pro, most recently with the Falcons, and so he will be punting this weekend for us.
Yeah, and he's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Much like his brother Britton Cole.
Yep.
They are the only sibling punters that can make that claim. A guy that's been with Mike Prefer in the past. And so a lot of familiarity there. And he was active in the league this year. Britton has not been. And so we get Dustin Cole quit. And look, as I said, any Cole is better than no Cole at all. And so we're thrilled to have him. But, what a tease by him.
It was one of the great moments.
If I had seen that in real time, because I did,
that's why I text, oh, God. I thought, here we go. This is really happening. Because I saw it as soon as it popped up.
There might have been, I don't know what we would have done.
Yeah. If that would have happened on the show while we were in the throes of the program, we got a text from Cole.
We would have sent Gibbe. We would have said, find out who's tiered in our group. Send somebody
down
get there. Bring him. Bring him to us.
Bring him up. Yeah.
Just like the prodigal son, I've returned.
This is great. And they are punting royalty.
This
family.
The
Pop's punted. First family of punting. Yeah.
That's right.
So it's going to be good to get Rocky Top back, and you feel good now about that punting situation. That'll be ironed out, and you'll be in good hands for the game on Sunday on that front. Final injury updates for this week as we continue to prepare for it's just a monster game against the Ravens on Sunday. We now can tell you that Anthony Schwartz is out with a concussion. Harrison Bryant is out as well. We knew that already. Questionable Malik Jackson, Jordan Elliott, Ronnie Harrison. But Jackson and Elliott did return to practice. What's going on with Ronnie?
That I don't know. That must have been a late addition to the report, which is something that you never want to see because that means it could have possibly happened at practice maybe today. I'm going to go do some investigating on that, and we'll have something for you guys as we go along here.
Any other red flags there from that injury list? Any surprises?
No, because I'm looking right here on Thursday. Oh, so Ronnie's been on all week, limited with an ankle all week. So, but been able to practice every day.
Okay, so you feel pretty
good
good about that one.
Yeah, I feel good about that. Elliott got added yesterday, and then Malik returning to practice, and I expect fully to be good to go. But so yeah, I think you're in good spot right there. And I expect the Browns to have that complement. Chief not listed here. People say, well, what about the Chief? Chief's not listed. He's on the COVID reserve list, and so you're not listed on injury reports or any of that. Same with Anthony Walker Jr. But the Browns, I feel very good about Ronnie being out there, and I feel very good about Malik and then Jordan Elliott as well. So I think we're in good shape.
I officially can confirm David Njoku is out for Sunday per coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, he said it on our interview last night. He said on the Kevin Stefanski show, he said we're going to be without Harrison Bryant and we're going to be without David Njoku. So that's going to be tough.
There hasn't been anybody who has tested positive and played within a week.
No.
So there's been nobody in the league that's happened with. So if you get dinged, no matter how early in the week you get dinged, if you get dinged, you're down. It's just that simple. And so that's where you are on that front. You've had all week to prepare for it, and my guess is this team will be prepared for it. It's a gorgeous day out there today, like 55.
Beautiful.
Tomorrow's like 66.
Yeah.
And then Sunday's almost approaching 50.
Yep.
But no rain, so it should be a sweet track for the game on Sunday afternoon.
It should be perfect conditions for the Browns. And, while this defense, we talked about some of the guys questionable here, they will be getting back Jacob Phillips as well. And I think with Anthony Walker down, I think you could see Jacob Phillips, especially in some of our nickel packages and the big nickel and the dime stuff. So I think Jacob Phillips could actually play a role alongside JOK, along with, of course, Malcolm Smith in the middle of the Browns defense. But, yeah, you're right. Conditions-wise, good. No need for the dome this week. We're just fine.
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
Well, retractable. Just do retractable.
Right.
Then
And
on a
have the
day like
grass,
today, you pull it
we're
off.
on the grass, pull it off. There it is. Right.
Easy.
People
People
have been
helping people.
They've been very unhappy with me about this.
Who?
My zest. The people on the social media have been very unhappy about
Can't
my
listen
zest.
to Twitter.
My zest for the dome.
I just think it's simple economics.
And it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful
Like
in
last
perfect,
night, watching
pristine
the game,
conditions.
It's a beautiful venue. That is probably my favorite dome in the league.
Are they more upset at you for the dome talk or for you misspelling Olmsted in Olmsted Falls last night?
Well,
What did you do? Did you put an L or
I put an A.
an A somewhere?
STEAD, and I just took that.
I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah.
I recanted it.
You did. I laughed.
Said sorry.
But
I
why
got a
does
good
he
one.
need to know how to spell
off the top
the
of my
name of
head.
a city on the other side of the town he lives in?
I have no idea, but so
Can you spell Bentleyville right now, Gibby?
probably not.
I think you can.
No. It was funny, and the only reason why, let me give you a backstory. So everybody in Olmsted Falls, where I live.
Right. And interestingly
the-
enough, we're within 5 minutes of all of our remotes.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Actually, no. This is as far as it gets. This is a good 50 minutes from my house.
Which one?
Razzles.
Next week. Razzles.
Where's that?
Olmsted Falls.
Yeah,
Oh, that's but 5 minutes of his house.
it's right
Yeah,
around the
Every,
corner from
every
me. It's
remote
great.
we do
Yeah,
is 5
that's right.
minutes from his house.
Yeah, that's right.
50 from ours, 5 from his.
That's
yeah,
right.
correct.
Hey, I mean, I just do what I do.
The powers of being the giant P.
That's right.
Yeah.
Swing
No
the
doubt.
power.
When you
Gotta
wine
do it.
and dine the folks at Budweiser,
Yeah.
you get what you get.
That's it. Right.
People on the east side like Bud Light.
I think
and Bud, too.
they like it too. I feel
Yeah.
like there's two sides of this. town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or as Kevin Stefanski said, we're all one side.
Well, one side.
We're all one side of the town.
It's like
So,
all one little
as you were
ball of
saying,
wax,
Gibby,
folks.
there's a little bit of drama because everybody in the city got this like holiday like calendar planner. You know how you get it? They go around.
Oh,
Every
just
city
wait,
gets
Steve.
them. They have
Just
like
wait.
coupons on the bottom, and it's just like a
Okay.
calendar.
Uh-huh.
Well, the calendar misspelled Olmsted literally yesterday, and it was the talk of Olmsted Falls. So
Oh,
then
we're
Zegura
really-
goes and
Did they make
nukes it
this-
again
was
last
it the
night.
Same, was it the same mistake? Did they put an A in there?
Oh, yeah. It's on every calendar.
I think there is an Olmsted somewhere with an A in it.
100% there has to be.
Yeah.
But
I just-
Homestead.
I
Yeah,
got
that's
home.
the way it
Actually, I
seems like it
came
would
back
go.
here last night, and I'm working, and I looked at my phone, and I just started laughing, and I'm like, "That he is in for a hornet's nest of trouble." But then he he walked it back
Immediately
and
walked it back.
nothing.
Yeah.
Said sorry. I didn't. I tried
Didn't
to do this
know.
off the top of my head. And
Right.
Then I looked
Seems
it
like
up.
a logical spelling.
I
Yes.
looked it up and then I fixed it.
Yeah.
The best part is, so by the way, last night for the Kevin Stefanski show, absolutely packed Mastro's the 3 spot. I mean, hundreds of people.
North Royalton, right?
Yep. The
Yeah,
line,
we were there. Remember, we were there with Mac Wilson a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it was that way. It was slammed. I remember
Slammed.
I had to park like 2 lots over.
Yeah, same. Again,
Yeah.
last night behind the bank.
Well, it's interesting that that's a place that's not necessarily the West Side. It's another place that doesn't get a lot of attention. So you go there and then
They
look
were
what
there,
happens.
and Brian Brennan was signing autographs the entire time that he was there, the full hour.
Well, he's one of those guys that you don't see around too often.
No.
And is beloved, obviously, but you don't see him around.
Could have
as
been
often.
nicer.
Yeah.
Could have been nicer. And then next week when we go out to Gibbs neck of the woods,
Yeah.
you would have loved this. I'm sad that you're going to miss it.
Yeah, me
unfortunately.
too.
Wait till you hear this. Tell them what's going on the same night of our remote.
I believe it's their holiday party. They've combined
The
like 3 or
bar's
4
holiday
events into one big night.
Yeah, I'm devastated. I would love to be there for that. Would love to be there.
You would
wish
have
I
done,
could.
if you went to this,
Yeah.
you would have done, have you seen that Simpsons meme where the grandpa walks in and puts the hat right back on and walks right out? That would have been you.
Yeah. All right. That's a lot of people.
Could be. I mean, there could be Gibbe. That's a huge place. Don't you think there could be
That is a huge place.
500,
Yeah.
1,000 people?
Well, yeah, and they just put indoor volleyball courts in.
Perfect.
Great.
Well, Californian, such as yourself,
I appreciate some.
you
insane
probably got a
volleyball.
little St. John Smith in you.
Do you know who? Well,
Karch Karai.
Yes, as I tell my kids, Karch Karai. Let's go. Hit him with it.
What was the Simmons guy's name? It was his
I don't
partner.
remember.
It was Karch Karai and something
I'm all
Simmons.
Karai. I'm 100%.
Well, everyone
Karai.
was all Karai. He's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Wore a visor when no one was wearing a visor. Wore a visor upside down, the flowing locks.
Oh,
Come on.
And I did that as a lifeguard.
Who wouldn't wear it? Of course, everybody did.
It's great.
I didn't. There wasn't a beach volleyball anywhere near I grew up, but I just want to walk around like that. Beautiful, beautiful. That's true. Browns fans can win big with the digital scratch-off game brought to you by Ohio Lottery on ClevelandBrowns.com and the Browns social channels. Fans can play once per day throughout the season by digitally scratching off a virtual card for chances to win great prizes, team shop gift cards, and tickets to future games. For more information, log on to promotions.clevelandbrowns.com. We'll go behind enemy lines. Coming up next, Kadri Ishmael will join us. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And when you're on the injured list, get a little help getting back in the game. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO for a free case review. Elk & Elk is a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. With that, we head out on the hotline behind enemy lines with Kadri Ishmael, of course, Super Bowl champion and co-host of the Purple pregame and postgame on WJZ in Baltimore. Kadri, thank you so much for taking the time. Let's just start with the way these two teams come into this one. Obviously, the Browns coming off the bye week, off of the loss to the Ravens. The Ravens play at Pittsburgh in a heartbreaking loss on Sunday, and then coming here this Sunday for a monster game in the AFC North. Just kind of put us in the mind of the Ravens players and the organization coming into this one.
I think we recognize here in Baltimore that there's a shift, if you will, when it comes to the way the Ravens have played earlier in the year and the way things are kind of looking the last few weeks. And I think for the Ravens as an organization, they have to realize that there needs to be strong adjustments in the way they do things, or else the lead that they had as far as AFC North, being one of the top AFC teams, is going to quickly go through their fingers, if you will. So I think this is such a crucial, pivotal point in the Ravens season.
It certainly is, and it's pivotal for Lamar Jackson, who has had a great season overall. And you think, going into the game against the Browns, he was averaging 342 yards of total offense just himself. But you look at this offense, the last 4 games, 326, 303, 299, 304 in total offense. Beginning, they were over 400 every week. The turnovers have started to bite them, and Lamar turned the football over a little bit. It just feels like he is such a tremendous one-man band, but over 17 weeks, that is so hard to sustain.
It is. And I think, from a body aspect of things, his immune system got the better of him and he had to miss some practices and wound up missing the Chicago Bears game. And I know that for him missing out on that and then coming back the following week, you could just see the rust was still there and was still evident. And, the 4 interceptions was a result, I think, of just not really being in sync. When you look at his production, yes, he has been really remarkable. However, I think defenses have realized, when they sit back, he just shreds them. But if they can get to him as far as, whether it be a blitz package look or however you might want to change up the secondary coverage, it puts a lot of pressure on the offense as a whole, and I think it forces Lamar out of his comfort zone. We've seen that the last few weeks.
Sure.
And I think that's going to be the challenge moving forward, how well they can handle the pressure that the different defenses that they face moving forward. How can they take advantage of what the defense is doing to them?
Kadri, hearing some reports from over there, and I think Harbaugh even talked about this earlier in the week of adding some more tempo to what they're trying to do to try to speed things up a little bit. They've got some talented receiver, just decimated though at running back, obviously all season long. When they have played that way previously in Lamar's tenure, what has it done for them? And do you think we'll see that on Sunday with a little tempo?
I apologize. I heard some other voices in the background, didn't get the full last part of your question.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there, but just asking about the tempo that John Harbaugh mentioned earlier this week about that potentially that's something we could see on Sunday, and maybe they start to go that way to get the offense going a little bit, get Lamar in rhythm. Historically, since he's been with the Ravens, what have they benefited from tempo? Does that get him more comfortable? Do you think we'll see it Sunday?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of reaching for straws overall with the offense. And so what I mean by that, historically, Lamar and the offense has been, tremendous. Like, they've put up major points. They've been able to, bully other teams as far as imposing their will, whether it be running the football or even throwing it in the air. I think what we've seen, again, is it's kind of stalled out because you don't have an explosive complement from a running game aspect outside of Lamar Jackson. You don't have an offensive line that can really hey, look, we're going to go this way, wherever that way is, to the right side or left side. We're going to go up the middle. We're going to, do a zone block scheme. We're going to do a power block scheme. We're going to do inside zone, outside zone, all the different blocking schemes you could do whatever you wanted to do. It's not the case any longer. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, he had said that he felt a little hesitant to, some of the throws that he should have made, and that is concerning because you're recognizing, as a quarterback, there's a timing, there's a rhythm, but there's also a knowingness of what the defense is going to do. So, would up-tempo help? I think at times you can say that, but, you don't want to continually just go purely up-tempo, hoping that that's going to be the fix. I think that there's a delicate balance because you do want to have different personnel packages in the game, and you don't want it to be, necessarily a detriment to your ball club. But I think for Greg Roman, it's about how can I get Lamar Jackson comfortable with, the pressure looks? How can I get his eyes on his receiver that might be the hot read, or how can I get him to take a shot down the football field with confidence and not be in a position where he's trying to force the ball?
And you talked about some of the issues and struggles offensively, and then you look over to the defensive side of the ball, and quite frankly, it's been remarkable, I think, what they've been able to do defensively despite all the losses. Similar early in the season with the losses on offense because he played a lot of the early season, the whole season, without Dobbins, without Gus Edwards, and part of the early season without Bateman, without Sammy Watkins, and yet the offense was cooking. Those struggles are there, but defensively now, the loss of Marlon Humphrey, no Peters, no Humphrey, no Deshaun Elliott. How do they overcome that on the back end, and what's kind of just the thought process right now about who's even going to be out there playing corner when you take on the Browns this week?
Yeah, see, you can do the whole coach speak thing and say, oh, next guy up, and all those cliche, quotes. But the bottom line is this is a secondary that is hurting. It's been decimated by injuries, and there was a reason why you had the starters that you had because those guys were extremely talented players and they made plays. And now it's up to the guys that are left, the Anthony Averets of the world, to make sure that, they know their assignment. They can't have the excuse of, oh, I didn't hear it or it wasn't communicated or whatever. They have to be dialed in to their assignment football. Now, once you do that, talent has to take over, and obviously everybody in the National Football League has a level of talent, but you gotta maximize your talent. But then also up front, I think up front, there's I gotta get to the quarterback mentality that, we've seen it in spurts for sure. Tyus Bowser comes to mind as a guy who, from a linebacker position, has done a good job of being aggressive and getting after the quarterback and making game-changing plays. We've seen it, early part of the year with Odafe Owe. I think if we could see more of that, then it will definitely for sure help, a secondary that is really struggling because of injuries.
Kadri, how do you we saw the Steelers last night. We look at the schedules of all of these teams in the AFC North. This thing is obviously still very tight, huge games for everybody, big-time schedules for everybody. How do you handicap these last 5 games? Who do you like the last 5 games here?
Woo! This is a challenge. I think what I saw from Pittsburgh, against Baltimore, that was the classic, rival game. But I don't think that they have what it takes to be mentally into it. I think that, whether it be, T.J. Watt, now he has a groin and he left the game, and or whether or not, you have the football IQ to, make smart decisions if you're Claypool. I just think there's a lot that's going on in Pittsburgh, and so, I'm not as high on them. I think from a Bengals aspect, they can kind of, if they can understand what consistency means week in and week out, they can make some noise because they have talent on both sides of the football. And, we'll see as far as, I think Joe Burrow had something with his hand, but we'll see how that, all plays out. But they absolutely have the talent to do it. And then I just think, with Cleveland, so goes Baker, so goes the team. I defensively, you guys got some studs, you got some horses over there and can make plays. But, what I saw in watching the game before they headed into the bye against Baltimore, they were stuffing the run, the defensive front for the Ravens, And there were some throws to be made that Baker had that I'm like, if I'm a receiver, I'm like, yes, one-on-one. Okay, you threw it in the dirt. Yes, he's got. Okay, you didn't get it to me accurately. Yes, okay. What the hell's going on? So it's that mindset that makes me a little bit apprehensive, is to say, so goes Baker, so goes the rest. For Baltimore, it's as simple as, hey, look, if you guys, want to be considered one of the better teams in the AFC, it starts against Cleveland. It starts, you got to play your best football, period. Lamar Jackson, whatever you felt as far as the hesitancy from the different blitz package looks that have been either A, confusing, or B, causing your receivers to freelance a bit, all that has to throw out the window. Defensively, you got to make sure that up front you help out your secondary, because this is a big play league, and you can't give up big plays, nor can you be the reason for big plays offensively by turning the ball over. So I think, these next 5 weeks, from the AFC North being a strength to either AFC North going to be like a mediocre division heading into the playoffs.
Oh, you're right. These are massive games. You mentioned the big stakes for the Ravens. There are big stakes for the Cleveland Browns in this one as well. And, I can sense from you that there's a lot of trepidation and kind of uncertainty about the Ravens. And for the Browns, we feel kind of the same way. But it's all right in front of whoever wants to step up and seize it at this moment. Obviously, I'd much rather be where the Ravens are than the Browns where they are right now at 6-6. But it is there for these teams. One thing that I noticed on the sidelines being down there in Baltimore, even though Lamar threw the 4 picks, you can feel the belief that that team and that organization still has in him. And he was able to milk the clock at the end, get that field goal to put him up 6. Despite kind of those hardships, this is a team that has been clutch in close games all season long. Last week's the first one they lost in a 3-point game. They were undefeated prior to that. Is that belief still there, or do you sense some nervous energy around a team that, quite frankly, is as depleted from an injury standpoint as any in the league?
It's crazy. I think because it's Lamar Jackson and they have done it, and his resume is updated as far as this year doing it, you feel like, hey, as long as we got him, we're in the game.
Yep.
I think, though, that he is trying to make everything happen when, simply put, a check down route, you throw it, get it out of your hands. Now the defense is going to be frustrated because that guy turned it into an 18-yard completion, and you're staying upright and your jersey is clean. Well, when the next time comes around and you have to run around, now the defense is going to just hesitate just that bit. And that's all you need to be Lamar Jackson, a quick hesitation, and now you have them right where you want them. So there has to be, again, this league is all about adaptation. If you cannot adapt, if you cannot say, these are my weaknesses, I'm going to adapt and overcome them, and I'm also going to enhance my strengths, the league will find you out. And I think that that's where, for me, the trepidation comes in, because, all right, this now will show us that you took that next step yet again to say, hey, look at me. I'm Lamar Jackson. I'm one of the upper-tier elite quarterbacks in this league.
Kadri, great talking to you, man. Thanks for your expertise today and giving us a little bit of your time.
Appreciate you guys. Go Ravens.
Gets it in at the end. Kadri Ishmael joining us there. We will get into some of the things that he addressed there, which is what happened in the game last night for the Steelers and just some of the incredible blunders that Pittsburgh had and what ends up being a very good night for us here with the Browns. We will get into that coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. EOX Vantage has a local presence and a global footprint. It's trusted by some of the world's biggest brands. Here's a testimonial from EOX Vantage client Ed Scheel. He's the vice president at Skyward Specialty Insurance. He says, quote, "The tools we've designed with EOX Vantage are real business changers. They open the door for us to all sorts of valuable opportunities and efficiencies. They help our team members stay on the same page while collaborating remotely, make it easy to communicate with customers, and cut way down on manual data entry and the associated input errors, cut hours off processes and response times. Operationally, it is a brand new ball game for us. And it can be for you, too. I encourage you to learn more about EOX Vantage by visiting www.eoxvantage.com or call 216-298-1616 for more. I watched the Steelers game last night until it got to 16 or 19-0, and then I watched about an hour of Four Christmases, and then I came, which is great, by the way. Vaughn's
Tremendous film.
Vaughn's got a pretty good. You got Fred Claus in there, and you get Four Christmases. Like he's
Fred
got a
Claus
pretty
any good?
He's good.
Well, he's
Right. So I mean, he's good.
Fred
so,
Funkhauser, Fred Claus.
Yeah.
He likes Fred.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of run right now too, because he's got the internship's getting a lot of run on HBO right now. For Christmases is airing. What I saw, Couples Retreat aired. Was
Also
airing
good.
a little bit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he's got quite a few things in the rotation right now. And then I came back as Najee Harris scored the second touchdown, and I thought, well, I'll be God. I wonder if Pittsburgh's got enough time to make this interesting. And sure enough, they did. They made it very, very interesting. And it's pretty remarkable for an organization that is built and just steeped in tradition and culture and a Steelers way and all of that. They have been undone recently by just bozo behavior from their players. And this goes back, you want to go back to Antonio Brown, there's a part of it here. The two penalties on the receivers in the first half are crippling penalties that give them no momentum out of the gate when they had it. And then at the end, when Chase Claypool is posing over getting a first down as the clock is running off, it costs them another throw into the end zone. It cost them 5 to 8 seconds.
Yeah. Chase Claypool, the bonehead penalty in the first half.
Yeah.
And then that, and then the audacity.
This was
After the play, Trey Turner runs over, tries to get the ball from him. Like,
let's
hey,
go.
Bozo, what are you doing?
Let's go.
And then he stands there. You can tell he's ready to pout, and then he throws some big tantrum, yelling at a guy who's a veteran who understood the gravity of the situation and was thinking about the team and the goal at hand and not themselves and he tried to do Justin Jefferson's pose.
Correct.
You're not even in Justin Jefferson's
no,
league,
get
my
out of
friends.
here. You're not in the
Not
league, dude.
No. This guy consistently says dumb stuff. He consistently makes dumb plays. I would imagine, and his talent's not worth it. It's not like he's that good that you would have to put up. He's not Antonio Brown.
No.
You know, Antonio Brown was the most dominant receiver in the NFL.
Right.
I don't know. I think that there's got to be some type of a reckoning with him because it's constant. Hey, Coach Tomlin, we need to play music at practice. Hey, this, hey, that. Like he said, the Browns is the Browns. He's responsible for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. If he's too, and they don't do that over there anyway, and he certainly is way
Juju
if they do.
The Browns is the Browns, but he said something before.
Yeah,
the game
well,
too.
oh yeah, and I remember that. Yeah, for sure. And then after the season, he did too. He was still running his mouth.
Running his mouth after we eliminated.
Yeah, him. He just doesn't fit in with what I think that they want to be over there. Mike Tomlin was asked after the game on their approach on trying to get things sorted out and get them fixed.
We will not be bashful about turning the stones over.
When you say not be bashful, does that extend to the coaching staff at this point?
What do you mean?
I mean, do you make any
Coach hadn't made a play, sustained a block, made a tackle, and I know I hadn't in a long time.
That's an interesting line. Is that Brooke Pryor asking extend to the coach's staff? Brooke's a friend of the program. You've had her on many times. It's a very good job. I mean, you're not going to change a coaching staff with 4 games to go.
No.
So I don't know what
if he's changed made the offensive plays or because Ben and the offensive coordinator were getting into it a little bit, but I thought that wasn't.
Ben's gotten into it with offensive coordinators always. I mean, that's part of the deal. I think that was an example. You and I were talking off air. That's an example of what can happen. The difference between Ben in a dome and Ben in out elements. I mean, he was really good in the game last night. What do you have? 28 of 40 for 305 yards.
308 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Yeah, I mean, he was good. He made some big-time throws in that game. You're playing in an environment that's sterile, and it allows for talent to equate. And so the result for us is good. They go to 6-6-1. You can get a game ahead of them with a win. half game ahead of them with the win, rather. They would have the tiebreaker, but nevertheless, so that's very good.
Monday night, hopefully.
Yeah, and this is in the AFC North a jumbled mess. It is a jumbled mess, and it's there for anybody. Everybody in this division plays a brutal stretch. The Bengals host the 49ers Sunday.
Yep.
That's a brutal matchup for them with how good that defensive line is. I was talking to Ben Baby this morning, who covers the Bengals for ESPN down there, good friend, and he was saying that he watched Burrow throw on Thursday and that he looked good. It looked like that he had good spin on the ball and that everything was good, and they're confident, but that there are major concerns that they protect him against the 49ers up front, and that's a legitimate concern. They drafted Jackson Carman, on the offensive line to be somebody that could really fill that spot, and he hasn't been able to get on the field. They can draft everything else in Cincinnati but offensive line.
They've struggled.
And
you think about it, it's home for the Niners, at Denver, tough place to play late in the season, home for the Ravens, home for the Chiefs, at us.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Ours
is brutal, too. I mean, we got to go to Lambeau in between all of this stuff.
Yeah, but we got 3 out of the last 5 at home.
I mean, the Raiders,
and
I think the Raiders will be – they're not what we thought they would be 3 weeks ago when you were looking at the schedule.
No.
They've been through probably too much. Still a full day, but they've probably been through too much. So then you think about, you got this one, then you got the Raiders, then you go to Green Bay, and then you finish with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati to close. Cincinnati's stretch is pretty brutal. The Baltimore stretch is brutal too, though, the rest of the way.
It's just tough for our division because of what's left out there to do. And as you mentioned, for us, and then here's the Ravens' final 5. Again, to run through it for people, it is at us, home for the Packers, at Cincy, home for the Rams, home for the Steelers.
They play the Packers and the Rams 2 of the last 5. And then
2 of the last 3?
2 of the last 3, yeah, you're right. And then Steelers and us.
We've got to win this game on Sunday. We win this game on Sunday, we are on our way to getting into this dance. And quite frankly, if we can't beat that Pittsburgh Steelers team that we've seen, if we go 0-2 against them, you're going to
get what you deserve.
You get what you deserve at that point.
Yeah. Also,
same with this Ravens team. This Ravens team's 2-3 in the last 5 games Lamar Jackson has started.
Yeah, and they're totally battered. I mean, it's
battered.
It's time to handle your business. Tragedy last night in the NFL. Demaryius Thomas passing away, just 33 years of age.
It's awful.
It's really stunning news to see. I did not realize he was that young because he had that burst in the early 2010s. First-round pick out of Georgia Tech, just like Calvin Johnson, played in an option offense at Georgia Tech under Paul Johnson. And was one of those guys who just burnt at the combine. And I think the fact that Calvin was in the league helped,
Josh McDaniels
validate him.
Right?
Yeah, drafted him early, and played those first couple of years with Tebow, and nothing really was happening. And then Peyton Manning comes in, and he goes on a 6-year tear that is unreal. I mean, he's got a 1,600-yard season, a 14-touchdown season. He's got 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons from like 2012 to 2016, 17, something like that. Where Manning is with the Broncos, and he's as tough of a matchup as there is in the league.
Yeah, but let's not forget, and with Tebow, he gives one of the greatest highlights ever when Tebow hits him for the slant, and he an 80-yard walk-off touchdown against the Steelers.
Everybody remembers Tebow for that, but it's all he did was throw a slant
to Demaryius Thomas, who did it, and obviously, clearly a beloved guy by his teammates, somebody that they really, really, you hear Tom Brady talk about him, and just everybody that has talked about Demaryius Thomas, how much he meant to people who even weren't teammates. They love Demaryius Thomas, and there's a lot of grief around the National Football League about this. And it sounds, health-related is what they said, kind of the initial word is. And it sucks. That hit me last night because Demaryius Thomas was a guy, he became kind of his peak began, as you mentioned, 2012. I was still very heavy into the fantasy football game, was always a very big Demaryius Thomas guy. And, yeah, his 3-year run, 12, 13, 14, 14, 34, and 10, 14, 30, and 14, 16, 19, and 11. That 3-year run's as good as anybody. 4-time Pro Bowler and just a terrific player and obviously a terrific guy. And it's a very, very, very sad situation.
Certainly is that, my friend. Buying or selling a home with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, always a winning strategy. If you plan to move this season, they're going to have you covered as well at Howard Hanna. Every day is game day. Visit howardhanna.com/go Browns today. Coming up next, a little over or under. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Rumpke Waste Recycling, family-owned and operated. Whether you join them as a customer or as an employee, you'll be part of the family. Visit rumpke.com to learn more. Time for a little over-unders. Hello, Gibby.
Hello, boys.
Give it.
Is that a demerit?
No.
Maybe it should be.
I don't think it's a demerit. The tap is
So
a
many.
staple in my.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, on the over-unders, we had a changing of the guard.
After Sunday Night Football, I officially lost it.
Zegura, 3-2.
Wonderful.
And now an overall record of 29-31.
Really killing it.
Still not. Congratulations on being less sucky than me.
Well,
Congratulations.
considering that you were way above 500, this is a precipitous fall from.
I want you to know, though, I've been
I feel
saying
like
it.
he's setting it up. I feel like you
No.
were 5-0 or something.
I told you in week 1 this was all going to come back to earth here at some point.
Gibby, 1-4.
Wow. I am laying some eggs.
Overall, for the first time this season, 28-32. Z has pulled in front.
Order has been restored. We're winning on Sunday.
I made it 12 weeks.
Stay
All
safe,
right.
everybody.
All right.
I was trying to see what the biggest difference we had.
I was up
It was
8 games, I
early in
feel
the
like.
season. I went 0 for 0 for 0 for, and he was killing it.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where he was 7-8 games over 500, and you were 5 or 6 under.
Yeah.
Yep.
500.
Yeah, that's right. Not anymore.
Not anymore. No, both under 500, but now we
This
do
isn't
have
that-
a
all
new
this is
leader.
about is first place and second place. There's
That's
nothing
it.
about.
There's nothing. Yeah, that's true.
It's just about who's in first.
This is mano a mano. All right, so let's do it for this week.
Oh, give it! It all started when I put on the match robe.
That did change everything. That changed everything.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, hit it.
Over or under?
So we were really off on this one. Everybody was a week ago in terms of my over-under, 2 weeks ago, my over-under number, and also the actual, and also what we all thought would happen. So this is Chubb and Hunt total yards. Okay, Chubb and Hunt total yards. And we're going to go with a 139.5 number on this one this week. Last time out, it was about 42 yards.
As the leader,
Yeah, you got to go first.
I'll go first.
I was waiting. I mean, I've already got my answer if you want to keep pontificating.
I'm not pontificating. Look,
Kind of.
I think it is going to be very difficult for us, but I think that with the loss of the tight ends, you're going to get more Kareem in the pass game. I think we're going to get at least 60 yards in the pass game, and I believe from the 2 running backs, I believe we can get 80 on the ground. I'm going to say over.
Yes. Over. 100%. I think it has to be over.
Still in the lead. No matter what.
Next!
Over or under?
Lamar, total offense. Total offense for Lamar Jackson in this game. Rushing yards and passing yards. The number, Gibbe, is 265.5. 265.5, which he did not get against us last time, but he annihilated most weeks. Even including last week, he did it against Pittsburgh.
Oof. I'm going to say under.
Under for Gibbe. Zegura, answer.
Over. He's only gone under, I think, that of that one
Just
time
us. He
all
did against
season.
us.
Yeah, you got to play the odds, and the odds say over.
Next!
No faith. No faith in the defense,
or
kids.
under?
Listen,
Right there.
He
No
puts up
faith.
big numbers in a lot of the losses, so I'm fine with that.
No faith.
Baker Mayfield, completion percentage. 61.5. Don't look.
Don't look at what.
Don't look up stats. 61.5.
Oh,
You
look
can't tell
at
me
that.
what I can and
No,
can't.
you're on the clock. You're on the clock. You don't have time.
It's good. Well, fortunately,
You don't have time for it. We got to
You
go.
know what?
We need an answer.
I don't care what he wants. I'm going over because if he doesn't go over, yeah.
The last time that Baker Mayfield completed more than 53% of his passes was
3 weeks ago.
against the Cincinnati Bengals, and he had prior to that 4 straight games of doing it. A lot of throws to the running backs to fill my earlier thing. Over. Secondary depleted. Let's go over. Come on. Gotta be.
Next.
Over or under.
Sacks, interceptions, and fumbles.
Great.
Oh, I got this one last time.
Yeah.
Just one
The number
giant
was low.
poop
It was
sandwich here.
3.1. This week we're going up. We're going 4.1, Gibby. 4.1.
I'm going to say over. I feel good. We're going to win this football game.
Looking good, Billy Ray.
Feeling good, Lewis.
I feel good. It looks good. 45 and sunny. Zegura, just a weather reminder that the sun does go behind the stadium in the second half.
Oh, I'm
So-
well aware. Thanks. I will still be dressed
Well,
in
no,
warm.
because most times you don't seem to remember.
But
and
on his
midway
side,
through
it's
the
warm,
third-
right? Aren't you just warm on your side? Your side always has sun.
No.
Really?
No. By the end of the third quarter, someone's complaining in my head.
Well, what? Just at
I'll get
part
it.
of it, or where does it? Where does
Certainly
the
cut off
shade
in the
hit?
back left is cut off. You need to sometimes in the front right. You can still get a little sun, but that's it.
Is that stadium aligned properly for the right sunlight? Was that taken into consideration in building? Do you think when they
I
built
think
it?
it's built based on the water.
Right, but like if you were trying to build it based on the,
The
sun,
sun?
it's not right.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I think
Right.
it maybe need to be shifted. Maybe
Yeah.
15 degrees to the left
right.
for my untrained eye.
I think you're probably right.
I think so. I think so. By the way, the Ravens themselves, Lamar Jackson, as I mentioned, getting beaten up a little bit. He's been sacked 21 times in his last 5 starts. That's 4 a game right there.
Yep.
He's thrown a lot of interceptions as well. Last week, 7 times he was sacked. He's thrown a pick in 4 straight starts, 8 total during that span. Just take the average sacks, average picks, gets you to 6. What was the number you said?
4.1.
That's right over.
Next.
Over or under.
Actual total.
The actual 43.5 Zegura.
I mean, I've been wrong on these. The Ravens can't score. We can't score. Over.
Give it.
Same.
Oh.
So,
So
at best, we're either tied or
I'm up another
you're
game.
up 2.
what's the one that is in
the
dispute?
only difference is
Lamar
Lamar's
Jackson's
total
total
offense.
offense.
Yeah. That was one where you had time to look up your numbers.
No.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, you did because he answered quickly.
Yeah.
And said under, and then you
Well, I
said
was second,
actually
so-
Lamar has only had that's only happened once. It was
All
against
year.
us,
That's right.
but only once all year has he been below that number. All
Let's
right.
go.
Good
Because
job.
I'm thinking he's gonna pass it in the fourth quarter when it's like 47-3 Browns, and then he picks up a couple of 80-yard
Oh,
drives.
look at the spin.
Can you
Look at
paint me the picture
Dr.
to us getting to 47?
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
What's that? How do you 47 it, Coach?
I'm more of the spoken word rather than a painter.
More than the painting?
Yeah. There.
I'm not sure the analytics get you to
I just
47.
told you somehow points go on board.
It's a lot of points. It's
and
a
it ends
lot
at
of
47.
A lot of pick sixes going back.
It
that's a
sounds
lot
to
of
me
points.
like, look, the bottom line, it's really simple. I don't know why it's so hard.
Yeah.
You have 6 touchdowns.
Yep.
You have 6 successful extra points. Now we're at 42.
Yep.
Then you have a safety. Duh,
Right.
44.
Yep.
Field goal, 47.
That's
Good
it. 8 possessions. All points.
night. That's right.
Okay.
I almost thought you were wrong on your math, and I was
You were-
totally-
could not-
I
Oh,
was
boy.
going to
Yeah.
eviscerate.
I wish you had. I wish you had jumped in. That would have been really fun.
You'll hear from Kareem Hunt and Myles Garrett coming up next. Scores as well. Cleveland Browns Daily 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily, and Beau here for Char Whiskey Bar and Grill in Rocky River. The holidays fast approaching. Make your New Year's Eve plans with Char, offering New Year's Eve reservation specials and dinner for two, including a A5 Wagyu strip steak. Limited availability on those. Make sure that you get in line for those. Catch the game of the week as you sip on over 300 premium whiskeys at Char Bar. It's an incredible whiskey bourbon menu. It's unbelievable. Check it out. You have to see it. A gift card from Char makes for the perfect holiday gift as well. Now through the holidays, any gift card over $50 purchased will receive an additional 10% added directly on the card. Support local. Visit Char Whiskey Bar and Grill in Rocky River or at charrockyriver.com. And with that, here's Z with Kareem Hunt.
Kareem, I got to tell you.
You guys are down.
To see you back in action.
3 minutes.
It's the Baltimore Ravens. How are you feeling, and what was it like to be back?
It's a great feeling, be back and, be able to help the team. And, I'm getting better each and every day. I'm taking it day by day, just trying to come out there and, provide that spark and whatever we need to get back rolling.
How was the bye week for you?
It was good, relaxing. I stayed around for a little bit and took a little trip with my boys, but that's it.
And you're feeling kind of refreshed. Was it good to I know for you've probably been chomping at the bit, man. You've been dying. You're like, let's not take a bye week right now. Let's keep playing.
Yeah, most definitely. I already had a 5-week bye week, 6-week bye week. So, honestly, it just feel good to get back out there and, finish this up, see where we finish.
All right, you know what this means. You know where the team is, 6-6, but it's still all right there. 3 division games left. Starts this Sunday against the Ravens, who you just played. How do you think this offense is feeling, going into this game and knowing that, we got to put more points on the scoreboard to do what we want to do?
Most definitely. I feel like that's going to be the key. We got to go out there and, be successful, make the plays that, we're able to make. And that's the biggest thing. If we take it play by play and, be accountable to our teammates and everybody, we'll be fine.
When you went back and watched the tape against the Ravens, and it was a tough game offensively and certainly to get going on the ground, did you see things, though, that give you guys a lot of optimism that this time around we'll be able to get that thing going?
Yeah, most definitely. And I feel like the coaches did a great job this week putting together a great game plan, to attack some of those things that they're doing to be able to slow us up. So I'm looking forward to that.
Is it nice to know, even though you guys probably don't want to be in this position, right? We're at 6-6. That's what it is. That you have the Ravens, you have the Steelers, you still have the Bengals, all on the schedule, all in the division, and the opportunity to still control your own destiny by going out there and playing the football you're capable of playing.
Right, and everything's in front of us, so we just gotta, treat every game like a win or go home. And if we do that, we'll be just fine. So we gotta just come out there and find a way to win.
This week will be a little different. No Chief, no Harrison Bryant. You've done a lot of that 13 personnel this year. It'll be different this week, but some wrinkles and a lot of talk about maybe seeing Nick and Kareem out there together. We're not spoiling anything here on this program, but that's something you guys have done in the past. I know something you enjoy doing. When you think about your role and your ability to try to help this team, is it kind of just like, look, just get me out there and let me help?
Yeah, most definitely. I just say, give me a chance, get me out there. And, I'm going to find a way to make a play, even if it's blocking or, anything I can do to help the play be successful, even if it's a fake in another way, anything. So, I'm looking forward to, this week and getting this bad taste out of our mouth.
What does it mean to be back at home for you? I know that's where you suffered your injury, and I remember watching
Back in 30.
in your eye, you thought you might not be playing again this year. And here you are to get to come back and be in front of those fans again.
Right, the biggest thing is we got to protect our house, and can't lose any more games, but definitely can't lose at home anymore. So, I'm excited to be home playing in Cleveland and being able to get back out there, since my injury.
We're excited to see it as well. Kareem, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck on Sunday.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, he's going to have to be a big part of it. He's going to have to be a very big part of what this team tries to do on Sunday.
I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got to. He's going to have to be. I think there's creative ways to use him. It's funny. You wonder, like, could you – and you got some time. Maybe you do. Do you go old school? Could you see some old school sets with just a standard Baker under center, split backs, Tecmo Bowl?
Inside handoffs.
Little inside handoffs here and there, some cross-buck action. I don't know. But they're the two most dangerous players on your offense by a pretty wide margin. And if you want to dole out who's going to get touches, I think I'd want them each touching it 20 times if I could.
Well, the key is going to be to scheme them into situations Well, for running, obviously, you got to get this ground game going. But in the pass game, to scheme them into situations where they're going to be matched up either with the linebackers or the safeties. And if you can do that, I think Kareem Hunt gives you a great advantage in the pass game. The other thing is, you go back to that screen that, the ball slips out of Baker Mayfield's hand. That was set up to be a touchdown. Do we go to that screen well more often this week? Can you use Kareem in the slot, let's say, and run jet motion with him so that you have the opportunity to hand it off on a jet sweep to him and have him with a full head of steam already carrying the ball to the edge to challenge them on the edges, or you can use that motion and then do an inside handoff if you can wind the linebackers with the motion, or even end up play actioning and then throwing it to him out there. So I think there are a lot of creative ways to get him involved, and I think you're right. He needs to be involved for this football team. Both he and Nick Chubb need to have good games and for this Browns team to be able to win. And look, we got to get going on offense. Bottom line. Like everything else.
It's all window dressing. All that matters, you have to be able to move the ball in the air. You have to be able to get that going, because otherwise you're going to see 9 in the box and you're going to see you can't run it. I mean, I think Jake Burns did a breakdown of this after the Ravens game the last time. You try to erase it from your memory, but he kept showing what was happening when you would try to run the ball and there just aren't enough people to block the defenders who are sitting there. And, yeah, you can make one guy miss, but you can't make 2. And not all the time, and so you're running into walls. So you got to be able to loosen that up to get anything going. So much of anybody pointing to what New England did, by the way, and the brilliance of it. If Harris doesn't break off the 70-yarder, then what do they have?
Right, it wasn't over. They had a couple chunk runs that were the key to their success on the ground, and now that is typical of going against a heavy box. And the Browns still average 5 yards a carry for the season against a heavy box. So yes, they can do it. They need to be able to do it, but I think there are creative ways to have what I would call long handoffs in the passing game, get Baker Mayfield's completion percentage up, get those 3 to 7 yards, and maybe you make a guy miss on the outside and you pick up more than that. Get those long handoffs that are, West Coast type of a staple to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and give them opportunities. So I think that's all on the table for the Browns. I think that's some of the things that they will explore and try to make happen this week, because you need to be able to move the ball. I think this game is in many, many ways an offensive referendum on the Cleveland Browns, and it is a necessity that this game goes well and that you're able to build confidence from it going forward, because we're not going to make the playoffs playing the offensive football that we have played the last month and a half, period.
No.
Sorry.
No,
it doesn't matter because our defense has been good. We've had one outlier on defense, which was New England, and we've had one outlier on offense, which was the game against Cincinnati. We need to become a consistent offensive football team that can put points on the board. I was talking with Kidd yesterday about the Vikings. The Vikings have not scored fewer than 26 points in a game since October.
Right.
Every week it's 26, 27, 33, 36. They're in that range. Now, they've been on the wrong side of a bunch of games. That's a team that nobody should want to play in a game that matters, because their offense is scary.
Yeah.
Cousins is very, very good. Justin Jefferson might be the best receiver in the NFL right now. Dalvin Cook, taking a week off, looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he did.
Rushed for over 200 yards in this game. And their defense, while they were bad in the second half when they kind of took the foot off the gas, they were dominant in the first half. I mean, the Steelers had nothing.
Nothing. And,
they're a field goal, missed Greg Joseph chip shot field goal from beating the Cardinals. They've lost all of their games except one has been a one-score game.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. And you hope that the proper attention is being given to this from our team. One of the leaders on our team, Myles Garrett, with an availability earlier this afternoon where he was asked about some of that. Let's have a listen to what Myles had to say.
Did you feel like you guys practiced with a sense of urgency? I mean, with the stakes in this game, did you see that attention to detail that you guys have been talking about for a while?
Not as much as I wanted to, but we still got another 2 days. Guys will sharpen up. And we got leaders on this team who will make them, get prepared and get ready for Sunday, because, it's not end all be all today. But when the time comes, you need everybody, on their P's and Q's and ready, because it's a want to go home right now.
Is that somewhat disappointing though that it wasn't?
I mean, I'm not going to sulk or sing my head. I mean, guys go about things differently, and it's not only on. Us as players, as coaches, it's everyone, having a, focus on the task at hand. And I think we all have to, look in the mirror and say, obviously, if we don't win this one, there won't be any postseason for us. So we just gotta come together tomorrow, today, in meetings, and get right. Like I said, we still got another 48 plus hours.
It's not what you want to hear from one of the leaders on your football team, and I don't know. We have no context, and he certainly didn't elaborate or get specific in terms of the people that he was referring to whose effort he was not pleased with in this practice, or their attention or whatever it may be. But that you would hope that would not be the status going into a game of this magnitude. I mean, every week should be these are all playoff games now. These are win or go home games. I talked with Jadeveon Clowney yesterday, and that's what he said. I said, what's the mindset? He goes, it's win or go home. So I certainly know that he's locked in, and I get the feeling from everybody that I've talked to and the people that I've talked to who have been around the team that they certainly feel like everybody is locked in and focused and knows just how massive this is for the Cleveland Browns. So I'm not sure, what caught Miles' ire. I don't know if it's on his side of the ball. I don't know if it's off. We don't know.
We have no idea. Yeah,
we have
there's no context to it.
Yeah.
You just, and was asked for context, and you heard what was said, and so that's it.
Hopefully,
so it's not what you want to hear.
Whoever he wanted to get
Sunday.
the message, hopefully they got the message, and everybody is locked in. And look, I know that there's so much talk, and I believe that it is by and large very true. How you practice is how you play, and we had a great week of practice, or this was a sloppy week of practice. Fact of the matter is, we need people who are ready to play for 60 minutes Sunday at 1 o'clock and bring it there. I don't care what you do. Execute at a high level.
Yeah.
Bring it and play your best football when it matters the most, which is this Sunday, 1 o'clock against the Baltimore Ravens.
Well said. OBM, Ohio Business Machine, preferred copy provider, your Cleveland Browns. All the X's and O's for your office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Your keys to victory coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Beau here for Raising Cane's. What do you get when you combine the best ingredients with the best crew? You get Raising Cane's quality chicken finger meals made just for you. Join the crew ready to safely serve the community. Apply today at workatcanes.com or text RC Jobs to 97211. Standard message rates may apply. Raising Cane's, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks. Time now for your Browns Key to Victory, presented by CDW. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God, that's Cole's music. Stop it. Don't tease us.
Don't do it.
Don't tease us.
Cole's up. What?
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 Oh, my God.
Cole?
Cole, is it true?
I was given this number because I
Yes!
Cole!
I heard a rumor that there were two of the finest gentlemen in Cleveland that were purveyors from all things shearling
That's right.
to muscle teas
That's right.
with a little kombucha sprinkled in, and the occasional cold brew on tap.
Yes, again, we got the wax right here.
The wax
we
is
brought
on
it out.
set, Cole.
The craziest thing is we brought the wax on set yesterday for the first time in a long time.
Long time, because we said, my God, if there is any chance, bring the wax out.
We need the Kavorka.
And for the folks who don't remember this, Cole used to come on. Cole is the original friend of the program. He would come on every Friday with us, and we would just have a ball
God.
for
She
30
just sent
minutes.
this to us.
Oh,
Look
my
at this.
God.
Is this what you're doing right now? Is this a live look at Cole?
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh. Look at the shearling.
Jeez Louise.
Look at the hat.
Dude,
Gorgeous.
how the heck are you, man?
I'm wonderful. I'm blessed. I am just happy to be under God's loving care, and I'm really happy to hear from you guys. And
we couldn't be happier to hear
extremely
from you,
happy
dude.
that
We love you, Cole.
I know, I love you guys.
Cole.
I'm just really happy that my big brother gets to experience you guys.
Oh, I mean, if we would embrace him if we could get to him. I mean, it's.
I know.
Can you give us a scouting report on older Cole?
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say? He's kicking the ball well right now. That's why the Browns brought him in. They've possibly been missing a Colquitt ever since.
There's no
left
doubt.
the building, and
There's no doubt. Cole, let me ask you this.
Here's our chance.
Let me ask you this. From a personality standpoint, when all the Colquitts gather around for, we'll call it a holiday meal or something, who gets the seat at the center of the table to guide the conversation? Obviously, you're a first-round draft pick as far as I'm concerned. Is that you, or does Dustin have the same je ne sais quoi, what the French would call an I don't know what, that makes him magnetic as well?
It's very similar. It's kind of a
Coles?
toss-up, to be honest with you. I don't know if his head of the tableness inspired me to reach for that crown.
Yeah.
But I would say that he led the way, and he is quite the man to look up to. And he has his own personality, a little bit different. Some things that you guys are going to love, but
the essence of Cole.
I don't know how much you're going to miss me once he gets into that.
No.
Bite your tongue.
Shame
Bite
on
your
you.
tongue.
Shame on you.
Shame. You're irreplaceable.
Your blood.
Your blood. That's right. You're on the
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. It's etched
Well,
in stone.
Yeah, that's not coming off. You can't
No.
take a.
Well,
you
I've
can't,
already told him. I've already told him about you guys and how it's the most important thing that he will do on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
well.
ready.
From
Where
one
where
Cole to
is he?
another.
Is he in town? Where is Cole? Cole the
He's
senior.
here. He practiced
He's
today.
here.
He
He's out.
practiced
Okay.
today.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Is Dustin in town? Yeah. Cole,
Yeah.
The older Cole, senior
Yeah.
Cole, he is in town. He's
Senior
in town.
Cole is here.
I mean, does this mean we're going to get a Cole fly-in for Sunday?
My wife actually brought that up already. She's like,
Oh,
"You
my
should reach
God.
out to Haslam and see if you can get sideline passes." And I'm like,
Yes.
Yes.
Of
It'll be
course.
pure joy. We'll frolic.
I mean, I have been listening to White Christmas and thinking I'm not going to get a White Christmas down here in watercolor Florida.
No,
but you're gonna
no,
have a- you're
you
gonna
probably
have
do see the
beautiful
sun
weather and have a-
from time to
Yeah,
time,
you're
Cole.
gonna
We
have
don't
a-
we don't
Maybe
we
I
don't
need
know
to
what the
come up
sun
to
looks
Cleveland.
like here. We haven't seen the sun in months, so you do have that, which
Yes,
is a win.
it is
I
a
think,
win.
for you. This is thrilling, buddy. This is so thrilling. So your big bro's in good shape. He's ready to go. We told the story earlier in the show of how the news was broken to us. And, of course, we kept it confidential as we have a pact of friendship, and we would never ever break that. There's a vault. But how you so graciously shared with us yesterday, and you teased us. Thinking perhaps it was original.
I know.
Cole.
I felt a little bad on that one.
It was full pandemonium for a second.
It really was. I was in a parent pickup line just bouncing off the roof of my car. I was so excited. Cole, it really was Lebowski. I just was so thrilled at the idea of listening to Creedence. I was so excited.
I knew that it may have been a little bit of a tease, but then I knew that he was going to make up for it because you guys are going to love him and you're going to embrace him like a son, like you did me.
Like a brother, Cole, like a brother.
Not quite that old, Cole.
Yes,
That's right.
Indeed. Cole, let me ask you this. I follow your lovely wife does a tremendous job keeping everybody up to date on the Coles and the move and, how the kids are doing and all that. And I know she had a little a health thing that she went through, and just wanted to let you know that we up here sending a lot of love. And if there's ever anything we can do to help the family Cole, we're here for you, brother.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. It was a crazy summer to get that kind of news, and she was strong and powerful, and God healed her, and we had a lot of people praying for us and thinking about us and sending all those good vibes, and we're so grateful for that. And thank you for you guys for your kind words and your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, well, we're grateful for it too, Cole.
Cole, I don't know if you realize how often we talk about you. So we had the golf outing in November, and I retold the story of you calling your shot. We had that.
Babe Ruth.
It was Babe Ruth. He called his shot, put it on the green. He dropped it right in there on the green right in front of us. Hey, what is Senior Cole? What number is he going to wear? Is he wearing your number?
I don't know. I don't know what you guys got available over there. I know he would take it if it was available.
Is he wearing 2? He's wearing 2.
I haven't.
2.
Is 2 available? He'll probably get 2 if he's got it. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 is available, so I think he's going to wear 2. It sounds like Gibbe telling us he's going to wear 2.
Love to be 2 again. I'm sure he wasn't loving being 12. That's kind of an odd number in Atlanta, but yeah. So
Cole, I'm just going on right now. I'm going to go when I go to sleep tonight. I'm going to hear that Nikki's on board. And if the wife's on board, that means everybody's on board. I know you guys have gotten to go around. You're at Tennessee. You have done that. And now I think it's time for another homecoming. Cole on the sidelines, blowing kisses to the adoring fans. How could we lose?
After Senior Cole bombs one?
Oh, my God. Yes, we love you. We love you. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Bring it home, Cole. Bring it home.
Bring it home. You might even get Beau after this kids' basketball game where they pull off an upset 6-1 to then slide down to First
right
Energy.
Down. If I
know
Cole's there,
time.
I'll come down if I know Cole's
Let's
there.
Let's go.
If I come, the shearling will be on me.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
We can't – I mean, a city –
This is so exciting.
This would be the biggest homecoming that Cleveland's ever seen.
Ever. There's no one who's ever come home that would be a bigger homecoming than this,
yeah.
in the history of the
I
sports
recommend
in
you
city.
take a page out in Sports Illustrated and say, I'm coming home.
I'm coming home, and it would be the biggest thing that's ever been done from a homecoming standpoint. In
Cleveland.
fact, get Sherwin-Williams on the phone. Let's get something up on the side of a building. It's never been done before. You blowing kisses.
Let's just get this picture up on the board.
Well, you can put that up there, too.
The one you sent today,
gorgeous.
the shearling and this hat. I don't even know what this hat is, but I love it. I'm enchanted by it.
That's the dad hat that I don at the beach when I'm down here.
Oh, God, he lives his
what
best
a
life.
Beach look.
He's living his best life.
Power.
Cole, we can't thank you enough.
Oh, we love you, brother. Hopefully we'll get to see you this weekend. I feel like it's at least a higher possibility than it was before all of this great news has happened.
It's definitely higher, but there's also a few home games, so I don't know. It might be too soon, but
all right.
You guys got a few chances, I think.
Well, we're excited. We're excited to have a Cole back.
Home.
We love talking to you, buddy. Thank you for giving us some of your time today, my friend.
Cole.
Yeah, I love you guys. I miss you guys.
Yes,
Enjoy
miss
the
you
bro.
too. Well, hopefully we won't have to miss you for long. Hopefully we'll embrace shortly.
That's right. A loving, warm, brotherly embrace.
That's right.
right.
That's exactly right.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes. Have a great day, bro.
All right.
Oh,
all right, enjoy.
gosh.
What a treat.
What a treat.
What a treat that was.
What a
Gibby.
job by Gibby.
Huge penis out of Gibby. Great job. That's just amazing. It's incredible. Where is the giant? There it is. What a job.
What a job, indeed. Now that he's got his helmet off.
Beautiful. Let him hear. That was
Wow.
great. That was great.
I'm like a little emotional.
He was our guy, man. He's our guy.
Our guy.
When you think about the fun we've had a lot of it, he was involved. And that set the table for a lot of the fun. Folks, he used to, just to give the folks if we have new listeners or whatever, he would come on with us every Friday.
Every Friday.
We used to have, in the old days, we'd have a player in studio every Friday. And sometimes there would be great excitement about joining us in studio, sometimes less excitement about being in studio. And we had Cole in, and it was sensational. And we said, here, maybe we just get him every week. Can we do that? Would he be interested in that? And he said, yeah, I would. And so every week he would come in, and he would do a half hour.
Just
do you
hanging
remember
out.
that? We just talk for a half hour and hang out with the great Cole.
Football life, Tennessee, kombucha.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wax
Absolutely
on
beautiful.
the hands. I mean, it's the kind of thing, when people are getting advice out there, if we have any young listeners, and you're thinking about your future and when do I settle down? How will I know? And people say, well, you'll know when you know. What does that even mean? Well, when Britton Cole came in here and he did an interview with us, we knew.
We knew.
We were hooked. We were smitten. We said, you come back every week. And he said, guess what? The feeling's mutual. I will be back. And he
Amazing. That was great. That was so much fun.
It warms the heart.
Look forward to meeting his brother when at some point when we get a break.
The power of the wax.
Senior Cole, the power of the wax. We put it on set yesterday, and then it became so.
And now Cole's back.
I should tell you that CDW is preferred technology partner of the Cleveland Browns. CDW, people who get it. Coming up next, the scores. What a way to end. The scores are next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Well, you know, my man Alex at Northeast Factory Direct, they deal in volume, don't have a fancy showroom floor, they cut out the expensive overhead. There's never any pressure to buy, and they encourage customers to check around at other places to comparison shop. So if you're sick and tired of your outdated kitchen, this is the perfect time to upgrade to a new modern design. And the best part, the process is super simple. Appointment and the design are free. There's no obligation. They'll let you take it with you. They also have 0% financing available. Northeast Factory Direct cuts out all the unnecessary costs associated with traditional cabinet stores, so you can buy nice stuff at really incredible prices. So if you're thinking about remodeling your kitchen, go to northeastfactorydirect.com and schedule your appointment today. Hello, Gibby.
Hi, guys.
What a victory lap for you. Let me get the giant P.
Tremendous. Just, yes, for the people. Bring that out.
Oh, it's all on him. I mean, he interrupted his day living his best life.
I have
to
a
join
feeling
us.
that you didn't interrupt too much. I think
No.
Cole's living a nice life down there.
Yes, but, you know,
he
he still
should,
has to
as he
answer the
deserves.
As
phone.
is deserved.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could choose not to answer.
Yeah.
But
That's
right
not-
away, he's like, what do you need, Gibbs?
That's not the kind of guy
Yeah.
that Cole is.
No. I think he's curated an incredible setup, as is deserved of a man of his ilk.
There's no doubt. And I also love that he and Money Mitch are our two biggest advocates. If anybody that they're friends with comes here, they're like, or in this case, blood.
Yeah. If at any point the powers that be here, the luminaries, were like, you know what, we got to get rid of these two bozos. You two idiots can call two humans to vouch for you. Cole, Mitch. They'd be the people you'd pick.
There's no doubt. No doubt in my mind.
Bronco Bill, if you can find him.
We'd also be able to call the Hoff.
Well, the Hoff, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad one. Uncle Bronco Bill. Kirko would vouch. Fine man. Josh McCown, another fine man.
Yeah.
I think it was
Those are
unfortunately
before my
your
time. Those are
You'd have
before
really,
my time.
You'd have loved Josh McCown. He'd
Yeah, I
have
would
loved you
have.
too.
I would have. I feel like I would have. Because he could hoop, right? Filthy, right?
Filthy.
Yeah.
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 Guy played receiver in a game and had 90 yards
Crazy.
in the National Football League.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, kids, let's get down to it.
Let's get down to business.
It is what week is it? 14? 14?
Yes.
14.
Yes.
So
Do you want to start with
what
how
did we
did
do
last
2
week,
weeks
or
ago?
Let's just skip
yeah.
that.
No.
Not 2 weeks ago. We did this last week.
last
Gibby.
week.
The Browns
Oh, yeah,
were on
we
a
did
bye.
do it last
the
week.
scores weren't.
I forgot we did it on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
It
I was
weird.
very impacted by that, as I went
I bet.
I went 5-9, which was just dreadful. In fact, then I went 0 for. I was 5-4 at one point, and then I missed the last 5 games in a row, which was that never feels good. Beau though 8-6 on the week, solid. We basically are right where we were at week 5, 22 and 20 games over 500 respectively. 22 for you, sir.
Yep.
And that's what we said. You got to make your money in the first quarter. At this point, you get it out. Although I feel a little bit better about this week's lines. I hated last week. I'm not surprised
I've
by
hated
my
it for a
results
month. I've
at
hated
all.
it for a month. I think they've stunk. I think the kids in the desert have got it sorted out. I can't tell out week to week the league's so unpredictable week to
variable.
week. So there's some wild ones this week too, I think. So we'll see.
Well, let's get things going here as we go to week 14 in the National Football League. Falcons 5-7, Carolina 5-7. Big. This is elimination weekend, maybe. Maybe it is. This is or moving. Let's call it that way. It's moving weekend. Teams are going to move up, or teams are going to start to fall back.
Yeah.
5-7 v 5-7. Atlanta's 4-2 on the road. Carolina 2-4 at home.
Yeah, these two teams both suck, and the Falcons are just gutless. They've been gutless. They didn't cover last week.
Nope.
Every time I show them any faith, they do the opposite. But Carolina fires an offensive coordinator. Cam has a press conference like he's fully injected back into the organization now. I warned you about the Skittles with him. They wore out quickly.
It was like 3 for 16 or something.
Oh my
absurd.
God!
It's one of the worst passing performances
dreadful.
ever.
Absolutely dreadful. Carolina's not 3 points better than anybody. Carolina 21, Atlanta 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes these kind of changes, they spark something in you. Atlanta's just dreadful, though.
Well, but they just annihilated. They annihilated the Saints like 2 weeks ago.
That was back in week 9. They won 27-25.
No, they beat somebody pretty good not long ago. 3 weeks ago. They haven't lost a bunch of games in a row because they were right back in the mix.
They
beat the Jaguars. Okay,
here's the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, they beat
blasted
the Saints,
by the Cowboys,
blasted by the Cowboys,
blasted by the Patriots, blasted by the Bucks, and they beat the Jags.
Beat the Jags
not
by
exactly,
7. Yeah, not great.
Inspiring.
Not a great run there. Yeah.
No, not a great run. And therefore, this feels like the scene in The Princess Bride. Therefore, I cannot choose the cup in front of you or the cup in front of me. I don't want any part of any of this. This is what classic layoff. But I'm going to take Cam and the Panthers coming off their bye to get a win over the Falcons, 27-24.
Up next, a big one in the NFC East on Sunday, 1 o'clock kick. The first place Dallas Cowboys, 8-4, going into Washington to battle the NFL's hottest team, the Washington football team, 6-6 winners of 4 in a row. Zegura.
Yeah, I like the Washington football team and what they've done as a defense. And you look at their last few games, 4 in a row. They beat the Bucks. They held the Bucks to 19, Panthers 21, Seahawks 15, Raiders 15. This is a Cowboys team that's so up and down. Which Cowboys will we get? I don't know. But I do think the Cowboys pull it out at the end of the day, 27-26.
No Montez Sweat in this game for the football team, so they're
maybe for next week too.
No Chase Young, obviously, and Sweat he's down this week, could be out another week. Dallas is weird, man. I mean, they've drilled the Falcons 43-3, lose to the Chiefs 19-9, lose at home to the Raiders, then beat the Saints. Kind of a panic in Dallas. I think they get it sorted this week. Give me Dallas 31, football team 24.
Up next, a big one in the AFC South. Maybe.
Is it?
Well,
ram it. Who cares?
No.
Done with
hey, Tennessee is 8-4, and right now, by the way, Tennessee would be the number 2 seed, and they've continued to do this without Derrick Henry.
You like that?
Tennessee playing host to Jacksonville. I don't even know what.
You're so upset. You're not even going to hear it. Who cares? Ram it. Yeah. By the way, Ram it being added to this is one of the great things that have been added to the score segment is Ram it. I mean, that's been just tremendous. Anytime that it's a beatdown, Ram it.
Ram it.
Yes, Ram it. Tennessee.
And you got your quarterback vouching for James Robinson. You got your running back coach supposedly doing things that your coach is supposed to be doing and then getting thrown under the bus and now not allowed to speak to media. He was supposed to speak to media this week, and the running back coach has been pushed off to next week.
Well, then they've got a guy who left on their staff to go be a coordinator in the NFL in Virginia or something. I mean, this is at Virginia Tech. I mean, this is chaos. It's chaos. Tennessee by a billion.
It's untenable.
Up next, I'm kind of surprised this game is not a 4 o'clock game, that this is 1 o'clock. If I'm Las Vegas, I might have a beef with the league about this. The Raiders, 6-6, fighting for their playoff lives, going to Kansas City. The Chiefs, winners of 5 consecutive games.
It's amazing to me. You mentioned 4 o'clock games. I realized this wouldn't be a Fox game, but Fox has like nothing at 4 o'clock. They've got the Lions, Broncos, and Giants, Chargers. There's nothing there. And then the 2 best games are the Niners, Bengals. Like, why isn't that a Fox game? Isn't it the road team?
Yeah.
Niners, Bengals is on CBS, as is Bills, Bucks.
It's got to be a swap, right?
It is a swap.
So what did Fox get?
I don't know.
It wasn't a swap for this week. I'll tell you that. They got nothing.
There was a lot of moving around. Some teams got flexed out.
All Fox has this week is Seahawks, Texans, Falcons, Panthers, Cowboys football team. Is that what they're making that their national
Nance
game?
Romo will be Cowboys football team will be. Buck and
Aikman.
Buck and Aikman. I mean, yeah.
At 1, it's got to be right. I mean, that's it.
Yep.
Well, and you got to remember, I think next week for those, at least for the NFL Network game that we're in, it's also on Fox. So I don't know if that's a Fox crew.
Oh, so they could be.
Yeah, they might own the weekend next weekend.
Gotcha.
Either way, Chiefs, ram it.
Not so fast, my friend. Chiefs, very, very good. They win this easily, 49-40.
Up next, the Saints are 5-7. They're trending in a horrible way. They've lost 5 in a row after starting the year 5-2. They are traveling to New York.
Some bad games this week.
They're traveling to New Jersey to battle the New York Football Jets.
The Jets are dreadful.
So are the Saints. They both stink.
Who's
quarterbacking the Saints? This game totally sucks.
Taysom.
Is it? He was hurt. He had
They said
injuries.
it's a chance at redemption, Peyton said this week.
Oh my God! The Saints have lost 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
27-25 to the Falcons, 23-21 to the Titans, 40-29, 31-6, 27-17, and they're giving 5.5 on the road, and the Jets stake 2. Saints huge.
I think
7. Jets 6.
The Jets are the 31st team in the NFL, in my opinion.
Saints 6, Jets 0.
Oh my gosh, this is moving week, even more so than last time out. I don't think we've had one.
Don't do anything. I'm out. I'm done. I've cashed in my chips. I've taken my profits. I've gone home.
You're not allowed.
I'm all focused on
We're all in
over-unders.
this together.
Earlier in the season, when I didn't care about over-under and all I cared about was delivering you wins in
There's-
this, I was sending your kids to college. Now,
There's
priorities
nobody.
have changed. And now it's all about the over-unders and the epic comeback. It's just grind.
There's
The
no
climb,
one
rung
in my
by
life
damn
I've
rung.
ever met who can change a narrative like you can. Nobody. And I mean that as the highest form of compliment. It's a truly remarkable thing to watch. I'm in awe of it weekly.
Up next, guys, the Seattle Seahawks. Are they still in it? Maybe. 4-8 on the football season. Maybe a chance to play their way back in. They get an easy one on Sunday. They travel to Houston. The Davis Mills era begins in Houston.
It begins again. The Texans
There
are
will
jerks.
be 8 people here at this game.
Yes.
This is a depressing situation, and the people who are there will be Seahawk fans. Seahawks 12, Texans 2.
Same. I mean, gross. If they can't beat this
These
team
games
by 10,
are
this is a bad
terrible. Terrible slate of games.
The 1 o'clock window, other than our game, is pretty bad. And I guess Vegas, Kansas City has a little juice. Washington, Dallas. I mean, this is not a great weekend.
Up next, guys, the Detroit Lions, fresh off their first win of the year, 1-10-1. They travel to Denver, 6-6. The Broncos, I'm sure it will be an emotional day at I don't know what they're calling their stadium these days, but
Mile High.
Mile High. I like Mile High. So we're going to continue to do that. But I'm sure it'll be an emotional day there, given everything that's happened in the last 14 hours or so. Broncos hosting the Lions.
Yeah, it's just too many points in this game. Denver wins. I mean, it's just too much. Detroit plays everybody pretty close, and they're playing well. They'll play inspired. 21-14, Denver.
I feel the same. And Melvin Gordon coming back is probably the reason that I'm going to go on the side of the Lions. The fans don't want him. I don't want him. Let Javonte free. Set him free. Feed him. Let him cook. Whatever you want to use. But he won't be able to. Melvin's going to be back eating half of his pastries.
Yeah.
The New York Giants, they're 4-8. They're pretty awful. Good chance everybody's going to get blown out.
These
Hold on.
games are awful.
Yet somehow I have a feeling this will be a home game for the G-men
For sure.
as they travel to Los
Do their
Angeles
fans
to
come out
battle
when they're
the
4-8?
Chargers.
When they're 4-8 on the road, do people
Just
come?
be New York transplants, New York, LA transplants.
Guaranteed there's more Giants fans than
100%.
Chargers fans.
Yeah.
This line, by the way, started at 7.5 and is now 10. And isn't it not Dan Dimes?
No, it's not. I think it's Glennon.
I think. I don't
And
know.
Didn't he get hurt too?
There's another guy.
I don't know. I mean, Logan Thomas said I can play. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with the
Yeah,
Giants.
I was
the
going to say
third
there was a
man?
third guy that was
Yeah, I don't know,
taking
they're working
snaps
people
on
out.
Is
Wednesday.
Jared Lorenzen still there?
Yeah.
The hefty lefty?
I think
Wow.
he's passed, unfortunately. That'd be a
Maybe.
posthumous.
Perhaps it's that's not
I'm pretty sure that's posthumous.
sad. It's not posthumous.
not posthumous.
In this
posthumous.
case, it's
yeah.
definitely posthumous.
Chargers by $1 billion.
What about Elijah? Bring him out of retirement.
Up next, kids. Next to our game, one of the biggest of the day.
No, this is a good game.
Buffalo. Can the offense get going?
This is a great
Can
game.
they stop the run? They go to Tampa to take on the world champion Buccaneers, Tom Brady and company.
Bills don't beat good teams. They just don't. Bucks 41, Bills 30.
They don't beat good teams, but I don't think they're going to win this game either. But I do think that they are going to get close.
I mean, it's real close.
Enough.
It's already close.
It's real close. I'm surprised it's only this small.
Same, but I think it's going to be 41 bucks.
Oh my God.
38
really?
Bills.
Well, that doesn't do it.
Isn't it 3.5?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just.
Oh, but it does.
Either
do
way,
it.
either way, that does do it.
You're
either
still
way, I'm
still
safe.
a ram it,
I'm still ramming.
and I'm circling the wagons.
Yeah.
Folks, stay away from what I'm doing. Unless I get hot, I'll tell you. Should have listened.
then it's all good. The 49ers.
Over-under focused right now.
Little slip up last week.
Heavy into the over.
Is the seat getting warmer again? About to find out. 49ers going to the Natty to battle the Bengals.
Folks, do we have Deebo Samuel? Is Deebo playing in this game?
I thought I saw something that he wasn't.
That he was not?
Yeah.
Go if that doesn't matter to you as much as it matters to me.
Well, it matters a great deal, but I still like the Bengals. Cincinnati, 27. Burrow has been good this week, it sounds like, all reports. I think 27-21 here.
John
Cincinnati.
Lynch, 3 hours ago, John Lynch says that he's encouraged by Deebo Samuel's progress this week, still waiting to see if he will be available. You know what? I'm just going to go in on it. If they don't have Deebo, though, and they don't have Elijah Mitchell, I feel like that's significant to what they do for their offense. That's a huge portion. I'm with you. Bengals, 21.
Nate, believe.
What, Dad?
Believe, Nate.
Okay, Dad.
Oh, boy.
Niners.
Oh, boy.
24. Bengals, 21.
Oh, my gosh. The AFC North.
I love you, Dad.
A jumbled mess. I love you, Dad.
Spumoni. I love you too, son. No, he wouldn't even say that. He would go, now go get me some Spumoni.
Nate. Spumoni.
All right, real quick. Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers not walking it back. Still owns them. Packers playing host to the Bears.
He's going to dog walk them. 33-7. $1 billion to 0. $1 billion to 0. Packers. Ram it.
So many points.
Could be 22. He'll cover it.
Okay, you've convinced me.
He doesn't just beat them. He takes their soul.
Pack it up,
He
pack
owns
it in.
them.
He
Owns them.
takes
Let me begin.
their soul and then
Ram it.
talks about it. Our game up next. Good job out of you, Gibby. Cleveland Browns Daily. For a running back, getting extra yards is great, but ball security always the first priority. For gamblers, keeping priorities straight also important, so make sure all your bills are paid before you spend money on fun stuff like gambling. Get more tips like this at keepitfunohio.com. And because things just continue to happen, we have some breaking news. Not great, Z.
Yeah, according to Ian Rappaport, Browns quarterback Greg Newsome added to the injury report as being evaluated for a concussion that may have occurred in practice. If he is diagnosed with one, he will be out on Sunday, and obviously that would be a bummer for the Cleveland Browns. Newsome is so darn good, and you hate to see something like that potentially may have happened in a practice situation. Hopefully it is not a concussion, and he will be ready to go for the Browns on Sunday because he's very important to what you do. His ability to come in and play the slot against their speed on the crossing routes, I think, is essential for the football team. Now, you got Troy Hill, which is great, and you have Greedy, so you do have some depth there. But Greg Newsome is starting to establish himself, I think, as a premier cornerback in the National Football League.
Yeah, that's that would let's hope that works out positively over the next coming hours and days. And he's able to get there on Sunday. He's a difference maker, obviously. I think we're winning.
Well, I said 47-3 for a couple late touchdowns. 47-17 Browns. Let's go. We beat the Bengals 41-16. It's not that crazy.
It's true.
And they slumped the Ravens by the transitive property of slumping. Why can't we?
If you were doing like the averages, though, that would be the outlier. The 40. The Bengals outlier.
Listen, I was once told
any dub is a dub.
I was once told by a wise scout, always bet on outliers.
Go Browns, man. Let's get a win. Let's
go.
treat these guys as let's act accordingly and get a win. They're not that good. Handle your business, get back in this thing. The next level's coming up next. We're back on Monday. A victory Monday, we hope. Cleveland